Greetings and salutations! This is Jason Silverain, and again, this is just another one of those very fast ones for today. Yes, this one is Among Us Ripples. This has been hanging in my Steam list for a little while, and it was actually created by Eat, Create, Sleep, the same chaps who did Crest, if anyone's seen those early videos of mine. And it was released in January 2015, and at the time they tried to make a Kickstarter to make a sequel for this. I'm kind of glad it didn't take off, because as of this year, 2021, they are seemingly trying to get the Kickstarter going again, and are succeeding. There seems to be a limited demo, and it's much better than this. But before I go into that one, I wanted to jump back and visit where it all began. Now, this is a game about controlling a pond's ecosystem, experimenting with what you can do and what will happen. To be honest, the game is pretty poor. It's not really diverse in the species you can have or any of the gameplay. It's almost just a fish tank game, which is a bit sad. It's lacking complexity because there's only a handful of features, and whilst you can do things like change the oxygen level, there's no real evidence of what it does. You can't do anything like changing the pH level of the water. There's like supposedly pollution in this water, but again, removing it doesn't seem to do anything. And you only have a competitive environment, which means you sort of release creatures at different levels of like here, this prey creature which is preyed upon this, there's no kind of symbiotic relationships, and I can't seem to see if the game actually has breeding. I think once you've released things in and spawned them in, new ones won't spawn by themselves. But let's get into it. Now, let's get rid of this pollution at the start by bringing in some clams. And all the game's sort of looks are based on shadow puppetry, a little bit. And we can change the oxygen levels, which change the amount of algae. I mean, normally having too much oxygen in your water is kind of bad because you get the algae growing on the surface that reduces the amount of light reaching the bottom, and then you have the issue of like, once that happens, everything at the bottom dies off, and then all the bacteria starts, well, eating that up. Okay, let's get some little fishies in. I cannot remember what breed these are. It mentions them in the tutorial, but the tutorial is pretty damn buggy and keeps locking up, which is why I'm not going through that. So yes, you can see the pollution's now fading away. But as I was saying, yes, all the oxygen gets used up as all the plant matter decays and the bacteria eats up all the decomposing matter. Now, these guys will slowly grow from these tiny things into something slightly bigger. Let's have a trio of these guys. I think they're supposed to be dace. I don't know what they eat, I'll be honest. I thought they may have eaten the little fish, but I've never actually seen them do it. Ooh, maybe they did. I just missed it. Again, it's not a game you could actually do a lot in. It's supposed to be a meditative game. Ooh. All my clams just died. Interesting. So a lot more of these little guys. Summoning all the clams. Oh, those were more clams. Okay. And I'm guessing this is spawning naturally. Yeah, we can bring in something like the crayfish, but nothing seems to eat these buggers. So they will just wipe out the clams. I'm just going to have one of them to begin with. Normally I summon in 2 of everything, just out of habit. And now we have a choice between a pike and an otter. I'm going to go with the otter, because normally I bring in the pike, and the pike just starts destroying everything. You can only have one otter, sadly. So you can't have little otter pups going along doing things. So yes, it looks like some of these do actually breed and die. Yes, they are actually eating the tiny fish. And there is a little bit of a ecosystem, but I don't think you can actually make this self-sustain. Oops, I didn't want to release 2 pike. That's a problem. Oh well. Let's watch the whole thing self-destruct. There's already no clams, even though I keep breeding them. And you can see all the sediment building up from all the crap in the bottom. Oh, there we go. The pikes are already making fast work. Or is that the otter making fast work of the dice? I wasn't sure if the otter would eat the pikes. Nope, the otter is eating everything but the pikes. It was eating a clam that time. Makes sense. I've also seen it eat quite a lot of these dice as well. And this is it. I'm glad this was available for free, because if anyone bought this, I feel like they'd be ripped off. And the music's very calming, but it's just a short loop. The new game, however, which I've been looking at the trailer of, and I will put a link to in the description, is a fully 3D environment which is vastly superior. You design your own lake. It really caught my eye. Now, given how abstract Crest was and awkward to play it was, I'm not sure how this one's gonna go. I mean, it could be quite an interesting little management sim, and apparently they do actually have some experts on hand to question, so we may be able to make quite nice little ecosystems. But for this little ecosystem, looks like it's all going to die out. Oh, otter's going for the clam again. I'm just looking at the otter the entire time, trying to see if it will eat anything else, but it doesn't look like it's going to do it. And the crayfish is having the time of his life. But oh, did the season change up above? I think it did. Also, will this otter drown? It can't get to the surface. There's a layer of ice. But then again, it's not gone to the surface once so far, so behavior-wise, not great. You gonna eat the crayfish? Nom nom nom. Yeah, otter eats everything. Otter is destroyer of worlds for this small pond. You gonna get that one next? Or are you gonna die off as well from starvation? I'm generally actually kind of invested in this now. This is just weird. I just want to see what you can do, but no, it just looks like the pollution's building up at the bottom. I wonder if the pollution will kill off the otter, and the seasons will change once more. I mean, the seasons changing is a lovely little detail, and the watercolour design is quite nice. But, oh, the sequel will hopefully be pretty decent and completely shadow this in every way. I mean, graphically it was pretty decent. I don't know if it's going to be as simple as this though. I would hope there's more layers of complexity to it, because I do like my little sim games. But thank you for watching, and again, I recommend checking out the Among Ripples 2 trailer in the description. I'll be hopefully getting my hands on a demo of it, and we'll be able to see that actually in play soon.